Very well, ladies and gentlemen. So next week we are going to start up with our FIFA 22. Lots of career modes are coming up, so don't worry about the FIFA content. Definitely, there is a second channel link in the description. If you want to join right now. I would suggest wait for a week maybe. But here's a fun thing that you can do right now is you can actually comment in this episode. You can comment just below this episode that if you want to be a part of my, I generally do this IGFC career mode, wherein I actually use my subscriber names and the kind of features that they would want in their players, and I make a team like that. I create a club, and since FIFA 22, it's become much more easier because there's a create a club mode. So I would want to make that. So if you want to be a part of it, just let me know. If you are the lucky ones, I'll pick the lucky ones, and those lucky ones will be a part of. They'll be named as a player, and we'll be playing in the Premier League. As it is, the views only, people only give views to the Premier League stuff. So yeah, just make sure that if you want to be a part of it, let me know in the comments. Only who actually comment, only those will be given the participation. It's not a straight up participation for the players or for the people. I created an episode for, I actually included a lot of people last time around, so it won't be that easy. Comment and let me know whether you guys are actually interested in that type of content, and if you want to watch it or not. Only then shall I consider. Otherwise, I'm just not going to make the same kind of player, the names of those people, and if they don't watch my content, does not make any sense. So I'd rather give that chance to some new guys as well. So just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, let's just go to the news first. Is that Saka is close to signing an extension to his current deal. Now we all know that he was earning 3K a week, and then he was given a new contract of 30K a week, and now for a guy like Saka, who's really a superstar in the football community or in the football world, 30K a week, I mean, come on, lads. He needs to be near, of course, near 100K, somewhere around 80K, something like that. I mean, that still would be really awesome for a guy like Saka, but it looks like Arsenal are going to, put him, tie him down in time. They would want to tie him down for a longer and a much bigger contract than one would expect Arsenal to provide him. But more importantly, Christian Falk, again, another episode wherein Christian Falk opens up about another transfer rumors. He says, true, Man City are scouting Florian Wirtz intensely. Also, Chelsea, Liverpool, United and Arsenal are interested, but Bayern is leading the race for the transfer in 2023. So Bayern would go all out for Florian Wirtz, according to Christian Falk. I don't want to do anything related to this now, But let's talk about some other stuff. Well, it looks like Granit Xhaka was sent a message by Martin Odegaard that get well soon on his Instagram stories. That's a really funny part, but that's a very cute part and a much respectable part from Martin Odegaard. You'll be back stronger, brother, is what he posts on his Instagram stories. Putting Granit Xhaka's image. But let's talk about more stuff. Fabrizio Romano says Inter are not considering Bernd Leno as an option. He's not even in the list. Andre Onana is the goalkeeper they want to sign since July, and is really close to joining Inter as free agent for June 2022, as reported for days. But hearing this out, Bernd Leno has spoken to Sport Bild about his sudden disappearance from the playing 11. He says, there was no clear reason why I was out, but it had nothing to do with my performance. Arteta is the trainer, he decides. Of course, it's difficult for me. London is very nice. Milan is not bad either, and closer to my home, Stuttgart. But I'm not seriously thinking about that yet. I feel comfortable at Arsenal and in London. Only if nothing changes in my situation by winter would I have to think about things. Now he's speaking about Stuttgart, he's thinking about Milan as well. But hey, I mean, it's up to him. So let's see how things will turn out, and let's just give him a breathing. Come on, let's give him breathing space as well. Let's not choke him up with our feelings. What we, lots of Arsenal fans don't want Bernd Leno anymore at Arsenal, and I'm pretty much sure Bernd Leno is actually seeing it. But the big question is, he's not understanding why he's out. I'm pretty much sure he knows why he's out, but yeah, I mean, it's like we got a better. I think Arteta has realized the limitations of Leno, and that could be one of those big reasons why that could hold Arsenal back in some aspects of the game. But let's talk about Lokonga. Sambi Lokonga, in a just recent interview to sportwitness.co.uk, opened up about Arteta and Edu. He says, they were the ones who really gave me comfort in choosing this club. They told me that they wanted to form a good team to return to Europe from next season and more generally to start again after a complicated season. I immediately understood the fans' unconditional love. For me, it was warm above all. I'm more often approached in London than when I am in Brussels. Here I am asked for autographs, selfies. London is much more of a football city than Brussels. I 100% agree with this, I've never been to London, so you'd ask IG, shut the hell up. You're not been to London, how can you say that? But hey, of course, if you're playing in the Premier League and the way Sambi has accustomed to what Arsenal have asked him to produce, it's really insane. He does the basics right, and that's the bare minimum that you expect, Arsenal players or any football club players. But hey, that's not the case. Lots of things happen here and there, and Arsenal have not had the luxury of having good kind of players in the recent times. So talking about Vincent Company, also Lokonga said that we had a great relationship, Vinny and me. He had some players of which he asked for more, and I was one of them. In matches, I knew I could not afford to be at the same level as the others. He wanted me always to do more, to carry the team both on the pitch and off it. It is thanks to him that I got this transfer. He never let me rest, and without him, I would not have progressed so much. And talking about, was asked to compare the styles of Mikel Arteta and company. He says, in real life, it's not exactly the same style of coach. Of course, there are a lot of similarities in substance. There is this will to find the free man, to function with short and quick combinations. There is also this desire to insist on the smallest details and then more generally what their playing philosophy. However, in the form of and the manner of putting it in place, it is very different. So let's talk about more stuff. Let's talk about what Fabrizio had just opened up about Dusan Vlahovic. He says, Fiorentina president Comiso to TMW says that, I don't know if Vlahovic will sign a new deal. We offered him 40 million euros gross salary paid in 5 years, which is 8 million euros per season gross salary. The biggest contract in Fiorentina history, more than Batistuta and Rui Costa. He's taking a big risk. I'm getting nervous. So one for the future, yes, but lots of fans are not buying into this Dusan Vlahovic hype. They believe that this guy is just one season wonder or someone who's being really overhyped, and he would just flop in any other league. Probably, I think he's definitely a gamble. Let's see. Moving on, Keir Starmer, Labour Party leader, says in his speech, used an analogy of Arsenal beating Tottenham recently. He says Sunday was particularly nerve-wracking, but then the results started coming through. Arsenal 3, Tottenham 1. Everyone started laughing. If you want to watch the video of that, there's a Twitter link of my Twitter account. Just reach out to that link, and there's that video if you want. And by the way, if you're try to follow me on Twitter as well. Yeah, I'm just increasing my followers. That's it. But if you don't want to follow, it's completely fine. But if you want to watch the video, it's there in the it's there in that account. Moving on, Adam Lallana has sent a message to Arsenal as he issues Brighton fans to make it a very difficult place for Arsenal to come and get all the points. Now he says that we have got to recover now. We got a couple of knocks against Crystal Palace, Arsenal at home at the weekend, and another tough game. They are in a good moment. I fancy us. We are in a good moment. We are full of confidence. Let's get the fans out, make it a good atmosphere, because it helps. When you come to an away game and it's noisy, it's difficult. Hopefully we can get the MX bouncing and put in a good performance. Well, Ian Wright believes Arsenal players are now fully behind Mikel Arteta. Now, he says that yes, we have to think about the squad depth, but what I'm feeling now is that there's been some form of moment. People talk about the Tuesday Club, or where we used to bond, and we've gone to a place where we can literally say anything to each other. In training, we could call someone out. If we went out for a drink, we could say that you need to do this or that because we're trying to do this. It seems to me that they've gone to a place where they believe in the manager. Anyone that was watching that game can see how much they are invested in the manager and he wants to do. Recently, we are talking about someone like Aubameyang. He signed a new contract and he's not ready. He's ready to go, but he needed service. Now he's got it from those guys. We got the midfield of Odegaard and Partey, and you all know what he speaks about those guys as well. So let's just move on from that. Let's talk about okay. You just add a photo, and that's the only way that the news will actually make sense. So it looks like an Arsenal player and has joined Manchester United. His name is Harrison Parker. The former Arsenal prospect has completed his deal to Manchester United. He's joined Red Devils after impressing on trials with them and calling his time on Arsenal over. The Sun says that he left the Arsenal in the summer despite being highly rated at the club. The centre-back was involved in games with United youth teams in Northern Ireland, and they liked what they saw, which promoted them to offer him a deal. So, yep. All the best is what I want to say, that's all. Well, Florian Wirtz has made his transfer decision apparently. Well, lots of clubs are really interested in him. You already saw me saying about what Christian Falk has to say. So according to Florian Wirtz, his father and agent, Leverkusen remains his sole focus. His name is Hans Joachim Wirtz. He says, Florian definitely wants to play a good role in Leverkusen for the next 2 years. What comes next is not yet known. His focus now is only on Bayer and the national team. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's where it should be right now. I need to see him perform like this for another couple of seasons. That would make more sense. With this, I like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, and consider commenting and let me know if you want to really be a part of IGFC 2022. Cheers.